Greetings and welcome to the Tiger's Den. This is the voice of Cheryl, and I am Toothless Tiger, bringing to you a video that I found on YouTube. I had to pay for it, but it's Detective Gaither and her debut on the first 48. It was season 16, episode 16. And the name of the video is Soldier Down, Blood Vendetta. I don't know what the secrecy is about Detective Gaither. Perhaps now you have to pay to see her on camera. I don't know if this will affect the fair use, copyrights, or my monetization. But I thought that we as a public have a right to see her on the first 48, but now we can't see her in the courtroom. I think that's strange because she's not undercover and no one, as far as I know, is after her. She works in the public for the Atlanta Hawks, I believe, in security. And I don't quite understand why we can't see her in the courtroom. But who am I and what do I know? I'm going to share this video with you, and again, under the Fair Use Act, and I did pay for the use of the video, but I don't know if this is like music and it's an infringement. I guess I'll find out once I put out the video. I only seen this scene. She could be in other scenes, but this is the one that I'm going to show. So I thought I would come online for all of my new subscribers who've never seen me or possibly just heard me or saw perhaps my comments in other people's chats. I want to thank Chat Not Williams for giving me a shout out and asking people to come to my channel. I have gotten a few people. What I think people need to understand about me, I came to YouTube to help uplift fallen humanity, to tell the news that does not make the news in our communities. And it is my desire to get people interested in researching for themselves whatever they may be faced with. May it be crime, may it be civil, whatever you have to deal with. No one is going to save you here in earth but you. I call it the you factor. You have to put in the work. And it's not always easy and it's not always hard. It's what you make it. But I have learned in the past 12 years as I went on a journey to find out who we were before we were called slaves. I've learned how to research. I've learned some truths that I did not want to believe, had to let go of some of the beliefs that I've had all my life. One of the hardest things when you come into truth is accepting that truth. We say we all want it. We say we're integral and we're honest, but are we really? Because in face of truth, we tend to deny. And, there is a river called denial, and it's not denial. And we have to face reality. I'm 65 years old. If I see October 26th, I'll be 66 years old. And we just celebrated on yesterday my mom's 97th birthday. And so, although she's no longer with us, it's just amazing for me to think about her at 97. But I'm 66 almost. So, we're not going to be here forever. But as long as I'm here, I'm going to contribute to humanity because that's my purpose. I don't often have a lot of people that watch my videos or that even come to my lives because I don't always talk about the trial. And I thank each and every one of you all that are interested in my coverage of the trial because I really see these young men as being railroaded, a modern day lynching, if you will. There are so many things that we can't say. It's called censorship under the guise of community guidelines and what do you call them? Terms of service. But we have an unalienable right to the free speech and free press. A lot of people, I thank you all for supporting the video I did on behalf of what's happening to Miss Infamous Sylvia. And I did that because it could be me. It could be any of us. And all we want to do is tell the story from our view. We're not making anything 100% right, 100% wrong, but we all have a perspective and a view. It is never my intent to defame anyone or to hurt anyone, although that may happen. But trust me, if it is my intent, it would be on my other channel, and that is, it's just entertainment. Unapologetically toothless. And I made that because I've been bullied on YouTube. I haven't been taken to court, but I've taken someone to court who dodged the court. And it's fine. I did what I said I was going to do. And no matter the end result, I'm still here. And I'm going to be here until I choose not to. Sometimes it's hard to want to come on here and talk to nobody when paying for a service. But I have a few good subscribers that supports me whether they're in the chat or not. And I greatly appreciate them. Newcomers have come and supported me. And I thank you. Every like, every share, every comment is support. All YouTube needs to know is that someone is interested in my content. And if you all continue to share, like, comment, join, and even join my membership. I have a membership and I give away I think an exquisite gift. It's a free massage for anyone who has a massage envy in their town. It's very hard to get my members to get me the information, but I've been, I guess you could say, lucky enough to give away several massages, and everybody has commented back to me that they were very pleased. So consider becoming a member. And if you have a massage envy in your town, be treated to a massage. I can give away one a month. And I do for anyone who contacts me. I also have t-shirts. I have hats, cups, key rings, ink pens, journals. Because my main thing is to get us back to reading, thinking for ourselves. Quit being swayed by public opinion. I talk a lot about the herd mentality, the sheeple. In the video that I last did, someone made a comment, said they were lost. I don't know what got them lost, but I was talking about the cattle guard. And if you're on a farm, if you know anything about a farm, there is a place in the driveway of the property of that farm. You know, normally it's fenced all in. And then there's the driveway. Well, what the farmers did was they put a cattle guard there. It's planks of wood with spaces in between so that the cattle wouldn't cross and get out into the free world. And that's what our gatekeepers are doing. They have a cattle guard set so that we won't wake up and see that we're being mistreated. And as they call, quote unquote, black on black crime is done by the political criminals who say that they're for us. But are they really? Do we really see fairness and justice for all? I think not. This is a republic form of government where the people should rule. We pick individuals to represent us in the forum of public policy, but by no wise do we want them treating us like they treat us and take away our freedoms. And if we allow them to take away one person's freedom, just think about it. It's them today, it's you this evening. Also, I did a video about two young men that were executed and their convictions were questionable. And unfortunately, it only got 32 views. When we are the most incarcerated people, we are the most executed people. And if you start looking at numbers, well, if you say that the European has the greatest number of people, quite naturally, their numbers will be higher than ours. But I want you all to know, Asiatic Americans, you need to understand that this is a place that started out a long time ago. We fell in 1492 as Moors, and we must rise as Moors, not an organization. Your pedigree, your bloodline, your knowledge, your heritability. You need to understand the rules and the laws that governs this place we call America. Everything is based on contract law. Everything is a contract. And in case you didn't know it, treaties and the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Study the Constitution, learn of its 7 articles, and the first 10 amendments are the Bill of Rights. But learn all of the amendments. I believe it's about 26 of them. Learn them. You need to know them. Now, I've said enough, and I'm going to give you what you came here for. And that is Detective Gaither. I want you to choose for yourself if you believe her to be a credible, honest person or just another dirty cop. When one of the witnesses in the YSL trial said she was dating one of the young men that's name has come across, I don't know if he's even one of the ones that's been indicted, but she was dating and living with one of those young men aunts. That put a whole new look and a whole new view on this case. When it's been rumored that Fonnie Willis dated the infamous Peanut, that everybody wants to say these young men were a part of his demise, makes you wonder what's going on in Atlanta. And I know that on Cat Show, it's so funny. They do the squeak on the chair. Well, my chair be popping and locking and doing all kind of things. I just say, don't let it break. Don't let it break. But here we go. Let me share with you what I found out about Detective Gaither, the lady who does not want to be seen on camera, but she didn't have a problem with debuting on the first 48. Oh, and I learned a new way to do this, and I forgot to do it. But it's okay. I'm learning every day, y'all. I do not like technology, but I am learning how to use it. I have a whole system for me to edit, but it's so convoluted in my mind, I can't get it. But one day, who knows what I may learn. It's not really hard for me to learn. If I'm not interested in something, I just won't learn it. And that's what bothers me about me. But let's go and see this episode. And what I'm going to do is just show you a split second or two of Gaither. Like I said, she could be in the rest of the episode. I hadn't looked at the whole thing. But when I saw this, I thought I must share this with the public. So here we go.
Hey, Sutton.
Investigator Lakia Gaither from the gang unit arrives with information on Freddie Talley.
He's with the Bloods. When I arrested him in 2012, he was with Check Gang, which is a small section of the Bloods. He went to jail, then went on to prison. So we, of course, looked on social media and a bunch of pictures of him holding firearms along with gang bandanas. So I don't think he's a stranger to firearms.
Okay. That starts to make a lot of sense.
So now you have it. A lot of her investigation has to do with social media and her thought process. She thinks, she believes. But where is the evidence of her investigation? Of her actually going out, interviewing and talking with people? Of her researching and discovering things? It's questionable. And it is very questionable in this YSL case. I am so happy to see so many people watching this case all over the world. But we here in America, Asiatic men and women, we need to become active along with all people, because there's only one race of people, and that's the human race. But we know that they're broken down in nations and nationalities, and they've given us a box of crayons and call us colors, which is a social construct, by the way. Those are legal statuses, political legal statuses, to keep us in the very position that we're in. A lot of people talk about what's going on politically and who to vote for. And I ask anybody if you can recall anything that has happened for us as a people, the indigenous men and women of the lands of the Americas. I don't know anything, but if you do, then please share it. I'll be glad to listen. But this is, if you listen to the Democrats, is what I call them. Some people call them Democrats. If you listen to them, they'll tell you this is a land of immigrants. Well, let me tell you that we're the only people, the Asiatic American, the only people that are not immigrants. And that's why nothing never happens for us. Unfortunately, we can't even have the conversation publicly because we're censored. There are so many news platforms, but there's only a few that run these platforms, and they determine what's going to be said. We can't even say words that are applicable to a situation now. If we use certain words, buzzwords, keywords, then they say that we're being hateful or we're being what they call racist, and we're being violent, which that's not true. Words have meaning, and they're very important. And if you don't use the right word at the right time, it could cost you your life. So we really need to be vigilant as a people and start seeing how we're more alike than we are different. We need to see these people in that courtroom for who and what they are. And I would ask everybody to please, 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 if you would, start complaining about the judge if you have an issue with her, about the state if you have an issue with them, and anyone who has an issue with any of the defense attorneys, which I can't see anybody having an issue, but I'm sure there are people that do. And I don't have a problem with that, because I think those men and women are earning their money, and they're due much more. They are up against a high bar, and they have really put in the work. Imagine a trial that's gone on for 2 years, and we know no more about RICO than we knew when they charged them with RICO. Yet we have the RICO queen, D.A. Fani Willis, and her notorious fugitive ex-lover, they say. But he showed up on the side of the road when her daughter got a DUI. People don't think that's questionable. She stands in a church and talk about black women can't go on carrying the world. Yet She, as an Asiatic woman, spearheading this modern day lynching. And she say the train is going to keep on moving. Yeah, we can see them railroading these individuals. Anybody, in my opinion, anybody that would actually prosecute educators for wanting those children to learn is a sad, wicked individual. That's a personal opinion. I don't know these people. I look at their behavior and their actions. It's really sad what we have to deal with in this country. The land of the free, the home of the brave. I call it the land of the free and the home of the slave. Remember that. But again, Gaither was on the first 48. Doug did not tell a lie. Thank you, Doug Weinstein. I don't know you young men, and I'm calling you all by your first names like I do, but I do feel that I know you, because I can only imagine what you guys are going through, having to disrupt your families, but to ensure that you give these young men a fair and equitable chance at freedom. People, we need to get involved. And it's not enough just to be going from chat to chat. And I'm glad that everybody is supporting whoever they support. We need the support. We want the support. This is, for us, a business. It really is. But just think about those families, those mothers, those siblings that's dealing with this craziness. It's really sad. So if you would, please, whenever you come to my show, if you would look in the chat when I'm live, I post the complaint link and I'll have it in the description, so that if you have an issue with the way things are being done, please complain. That's the only way that we're going to make it. The First Amendment gives us a right to petition our so-called government. We have a right to do that. We have a right to free speech. We have a right to the freedom of press. And just because we didn't go to journalist school to become a journalist, and we don't have a press release badge, that's not what freedom of press is all about. Any of us that get on this YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever platform you choose. Some people even do their own magazines and newspapers. Anytime you're putting out news that the people can use, and always there could be something not always right about the story, but the majority of us are doing our due diligence to research, and we do our best to bring you the closest to what we can find as truth. So I ask everybody to please get involved and help these young men in the way that you can get involved. You can complain, and you can continue to support each of us that bring you this news. There are so many things going wrong in courtrooms all across America. They have shows dedicated to just the courtroom. But we're getting to see how it happens. How so many of us end up in prison, wrongfully convicted. How one or two of us may be put to sleep and the conviction is questionable. We ought to have an issue with that. More people should have watched that video, not just because I did it, but for the story behind the video. But I'd love for you to watch my video as well. But just know this, I came here to share me, my life, my experiences, my knowledge, my wisdom, my wit. And that's what I do. I'm not deterred by the trending things, and trending is good. I do try to keep on topic and on subject of what's happening now that people want to know. But we have some people that are tender age, like myself, that are seasoned, and we don't know a lot about this electric stuff. And so we want to know, and we want to hear it the way we know it. And that's what I try to bring. So I want to thank everybody for tuning into my video. Check out my page. Again, like, share, subscribe, and even become a member. I can use some members. Until the next video, this is Toothless, leaving the tiger's den. Before I leave, I always like to play a certain song. When I was being bullied, I used to make up songs to get me through the week. I always make up songs my entire life. I'm a Scorpio, by the way, and we are some people that are a little bit different than most. But I always made up songs out of every word, anything. It's just something that I love to do. I'm not a singer, but I love to sing. I have a song in my heart. So I sung this song. It's Whitney Houston actually made it famous. But I want you to know that we say the children are our future. But what are we doing for the children? What are we teaching the children? What are we showing the children? Because children learn by what they see, not necessarily about what we say. A lot of people probably want to know, especially newcomers, why is this lady on here with no teeth in her mouth? I call myself Toothless Tiger for a reason. I was born with a 3rd-degree heart block, had no knowledge of it until I gave birth to my son at the age of 22. And that's when I found out a month later that I was born with a congenital 3rd-degree heart block. My teeth, when they came in as a kid, they came in bad. And so I started losing teeth early. I had permanent bridges. I had about 10 permanent teeth. And then I have dentures right now that I choose not to wear. I am proud of who I am. I've lived a very beautiful life. Very beautiful. Right now it's a struggle, but it's my health, finances, all of what everybody faces every day. But I won't complain. I have no complaints. And I come on this YouTube every Wednesday and every Sunday if it's just me in the chat. Unfortunately, my sister won't allow me to be alone, so she joins me. And sometimes others join me, and that's good. I thank you. But this is something that is my purpose, and I must fulfill it, whether I have to do it alone or with a crowd. But I want to thank everybody that came from Kat and anybody else's chat to check me out and to join my membership and subscribe to my channel. I thank you very much. We do our best. And on that note, I can hear my friend Asatar, and he's now a content creator, but he stood up for me when I was being bullied against all of these men on YouTube. And now he has his own channel. I can hear him saying in my ear, Toothless, you said an hour ago you were about to leave, and you don't leave. So I'm going to get ready to leave. Okay? Everybody, have a beautiful one. And tune in tonight on Toothless Tiger in the Tiger's Den. Goodbye. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us who we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. a lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I failed, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of takes you to a lonely place, find yourself in love.